Well, this is my old Galaxy S. It's getting a bit tired, as you can see. There's a problem with the edge of the cover here, where I've had the thing apart and not put it back together properly. But the main problem I've got these days is this. And if you can, or how clearly you can see that this lens cover is badly scratched, very badly scratched. The good news is it doesn't have to be the end of the world. You take the back off, and yeah, it's smashed up a bit, but you can see that the window is here. Now, to get behind that window, I have to take off all of this black setting here, so I need to take the screws out around the sides and take the back off, and then this little window will be revealed for just the little window that it is. If I can get that out of there and replace it, and I've got a replacement for a different smartphone here, which I think I can trim to size, and I'm hoping I can place this little plastic window in the location of the old one, perhaps using acetone and super glue to effect a repair there, and then hopefully this phone will be as good as new, which isn't that good and not as good as my new phone, but it has a good 720p video camera on it, some nice features, and actually any smartphone these days is a miracle of computing power and peripheral integration. So anyway, I'm going to see if I can make myself a new HP camera by replacing that little window there. There's some kind of material here. Look at the crap in here. Some kind of a little sheet here, and it seems to be attached there. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to disturb it. Oh, I think it may be protecting from this metal tag here. That tag may be an important way to release the covering. I'm not sure. Well, there are three of these tabs, one here, and one here. So I'm going to try and ease those up and see where it takes me. See if the little ring will then pop out. Oh, I've removed that plastic now. Well, I can clean it. So now I can work more directly in getting these out. I'll get back to you. Well, I've lifted all those three tabs up now, but this window doesn't want to push out, and I'm wondering if instead of trying to get it out, I should just smash this plastic out, try and tidy it up in there, and trim the new piece to fit and super glue in as best I can. I don't know. Well, I've just come across the secret. You push down on that tab, down on that tab, and down on that tab, and aha, we can get the whole thing out. And when you do that, the ring comes out separately, which is really nice. I don't know if I can now push this window out. It doesn't want to come out either way. I think it might be glued in. Yeah. Well, by using this knife, I've managed to get under this and lift it up. It's messy and horrible, and I've had to be a bit brutal. But now you can see that I have got this off. I realised that all of that rubber behind here was to form a dust-tight seal between the camera, the face on the camera here, and the face on the window here. It didn't work very well because there's lots of dust on it, but anyway, that's it. So now this is out, and you can see the state of it. You could conceive of trying to polish that, but what I'm actually going to do is just try and make one the same shape and size out of the other window that I showed you. Stick it on to the file, clean this up, stick it onto the face of this, and then put it all back together, and we should be in business. You can see that the glue they used is not of the super glue variety, it's more the contact adhesive, and I can imagine why. It's because I would worry if I put super glue on here, it would wick all over the face of the lens cover and thereby destroy its optical properties. So I'll use something like Bostik to stick this back on. It doesn't have to be massively strong, the ring is holding it in anyway. In fact, I don't actually need any glue at all, but I'll put some glue in there for dust protection and a degree of moisture protection. You can see what I'm up to. Here's the old one that I'm replacing. The new one is a completely different size. So what I'm trying to do is line up the apertures, which are also a different size, and then cut it to be the same size, and this will be done with these brutes. This is the best I've got available. I've just gone around it with the snips. I don't know if you can see. It's reasonable. It's not exact, but now I'll use a fine file to furcle it to fit, and then I'll offer it up to to the ring and to the thing it will sit on, and do the fine tuning, and then stick it on. Well, it's close. Now that it's close, you can see that I can offer it up to the recess that it's supposed to fit in and fine tune it. Look at this hole, which is actually bigger than the original. I hope that won't cause glare problems. It might do, we'll have to see. Yeah, we centre that hole and then just file away at the edges, hand fit it until it sits in there nice and snugly. Well, I think we're there. I have cleaned this up with acetone somewhat, and this now fits nicely on there. And I was happy to note that this comes with a protective coating which I can peel off shortly when I'm ready to stick it down. So it's Bostik time. Well, I had to use super glue in the end because my Bostik had gone the way of most Bostik and become unusable. But I put a bead around the shoulder inside here, very, very thin, actually a drop, and then spread it round with a cocktail stick, and then push the lens cover on. That's sitting reasonably well now. Hopefully you can see that sitting in there. So I'll put the cover back on and begin to reassemble. Okay, so three tags on there. Got to go this way round. Okay, and now push those tabs over inside there. Well, I've turned it back on. I haven't screwed it back together. I've just put the base, this back plate, back on, just to push fit, and reseated the ring more or less. I don't want to do more than that until I've seen that I've got a reasonable result. So we'll see what we got.